Good morning, motherfuckers. How you badass motherfuckers doing? Oh yeah, we keep getting on here, don't we? We keep getting on here. Got that coffee ready? Mm-mm-mm. We talking some shit today. How's everybody doing? We got a big old snowstorm blowing through here in northern New Mexico. My kids are pretty excited. They got the snow day. Man, who still loves getting snow days? I know I do. Hopefully everybody's staying bundled up wherever you are. I know it's pretty wintry all over the country. We got all you motherfuckers tuning in every single day, all over the country. Just a shout out. If you ain't in New Mexico, where you from? Where you at? Where you at, motherfucker? Where you at in life? Right? You thriving? You barely surviving? Right? You just stumbling from one day to the next, huh? You just stumbling from one day to the next, aren't you? Man, that's a tough place to be. But we keep getting on here. It's all on me. Morning Drinking Show. I'm your host, Greg. I've been chronicling 10 years, motherfuckers. 10 years of total fucking transformation. Sobriety being the thing that propelled me to this place right now 10 years ago, right? Chronicling those 10 years of sobriety, living out that sober life, getting a new lease on life, right? Because there I am right there, fucking locked up like a motherfucker. Had no business being in jail. No business fucking breaking the law. That so irresponsible, man. We've been talking about everything, you guys, from relationships to codependency to trauma, right? Shit, man. Boundaries, healthy relationships, toxic relationships. Who here has a toxic relationship right now? Right? Some of y'all got toxic relationships with yourselves. Some of y'all got toxic relationships with people you truly love. You care about them. They're very important people to you, but they don't bring you peace. And there's just codependency existing there, man. And we think this is the way it's supposed to be, and it ain't. It ain't supposed to be that way. Sure, every relationship's got its ups and downs, right? It's got its struggles, right? We're doing life separate, man. And that's why when it's all on me, it's talking about personal fucking ownership. Personal ownership. Take ownership of your life, right? And so many of us, we get caught up in these codependencies in terms of our relationships. And I've talked in great length about my codependency with alcohol, but I realized that I've been very codependent in my intimate relationships as I'm at 43 years old, right? Ending a 21-year marriage a little over 2 years ago. And getting into that dating game, right? Trying some dating as a divorced dad in 2020, 2022. Come on now. It's a challenge out there. I think there's so many people carrying around a lot of hurts. And most of those hurts come from what? We have expectations, right? We project these expectations on people. And what sucks is motherfuckers show up with a mask, right? We wear this fucking mask to that first date, trying to impress, right? We put the mask on, fucking social media, all this bullshit. And it misleads a lot of people, right? A lot of us have been talking shit, man. A lot of us probably missed our calling being in the movies, actors, right? You could have been an actor in life because all the bullshit that you're able to play off with people that you care about, people that care about you. And, there's nothing more refreshing when you finally let go of the bullshit in life and you really start to drill down on who you are. So many of us, we look back in our past and we're always looking for the good, the happy times, the fun times, the carefree times, right? Before life got so fucking serious and all this stress came our way and started crushing our hopes and dreams, right? And you know, getting that heart broken for the first time, for the 10th time. Shit, some of y'all get fucking your heart broken every month. I see you. I see you posting up updated relationship statuses every fucking month, man. In and out of relationships. You need to break that fucking bad habit. It takes you working on yourself, right? We all need time to heal because most of us, not all, right? Most of us have some pretty significant traumatic events throughout our life. We talk about trauma here on the It's All On Me, the morning drinking show. Showing up every fucking day, no fucking excuses. A lot of times, man, I'm just talking about my life. That's why this shit comes so free flowing. And it's crazy the stuff that's happening on the back end, man. In terms of just growth and manifestation and success, right? But there's always room to grow as a person, you know. You maybe you have your career together, but you know, your health and your fitness, you know, you don't feel great, right? You got a paycheck coming in, it's good, stacking some cash, you know, really feeling accomplished, you know, financially speaking, but you know, you're just still not feeling good. You wake up and you feel fucking empty. Look at all these people, man. We all see successful celebrities and, you know, people, man, they kill themselves, right? They got all the money. Most of these motherfuckers, you know, you got money, and we put so much emphasis on our financial stability that it's like, what about our mental stability, our emotional stability, right? Do either of those things matter more? I think they're more important, right? Because truly, if you spend enough time trying to heal and work out, you know, who you are, right? Fixing your emotional stability, your mental stability, right? Your energetic stability, you know, what kind of energy are you bringing into this world every single day? I talk about it every morning, man. Every morning. We start with what? The attitude of gratitude. And that shit sounds so fucking easy, but until you actually start writing some shit down and getting more present, more mindfulness. We started this week on Monday talking about mindfulness, right? Yesterday we talked a little bit about exercise, but knowing that, man, that exercise and the nutrition go hand in hand, you guys. There ain't no fucking way, man. I told you for years and years, man. I was still hitting the gym, I was still running, I was still living a pretty active lifestyle. I think in all my years, 43 years, I think the darkest years was really a little before this, you know, coming back from Southern California, right? With a 3-month-old, a 2-year-old. My daughter was 2, my son was 3 months, and he'll be 13 in just a few days. And you know, at that time I'd lost everything. Had to shut down the business, had to foreclose on my primary home. The only thing that I never have done to this day is file for bankruptcy. I always just said, fuck that shit. I'm going to fight. I'm going to keep fucking grinding. I'm going to keep going. I don't care how fucking bad shit gets. I never chalked up that loss, the bankruptcy, chapter 7, chapter 11, whatever the fuck, man. That's the only thing that I've never really had to do. I could have done it. I could have copped out and fucking just, you know, pulled that thing and let it all go. But instead, man, I just kept riding out that fucking storm and just enduring it, man. And I bet you a lot of you are the same way, you know, especially if we, you know, kind of rewind the clock. 08, 09, 2008, 2009, when the economy fell off the cliff. This drunk motherfucker had to pack up his bags, pack up his family, right? Couple dogs, couple kids, right? And start over. And that was a hard place to be, you guys. I can't even believe it's been, you know, 13 years since that went down, you know, and time flies. It goes by so freaking fast, man. And I talked about how when I moved back, I was still sober. I was sober from after my second DWI. And I was mad. I was an angry motherfucker back then. I came back just feeling defeated, feeling like a failure as a man, as a husband back then, just feeling like all the dreams, all the hard work, all those sleepless nights and all the dedication and drive all got fucking wiped out when I had to move back home to my hometown. Someone that kind of always lived by that mantra, go big or go home. Well, I'm still back home, but I got my sights set on big things, and I'm so grateful for this message. It's all on me. We're putting it, it's my way of turning back. Now that I hit that 10-year mark, I'm hitting 10 years of sobriety this year. And, I figured out so much shit on the things that have worked. And I realized that as humans, there's so much about us that's different, but a lot of how we work and the things we do is very connected and the same, right? We have a lot of these same bad habits, especially if we are someone that has struggled with addictions, has struggled with not knowing how our traumas from our childhood has impacted us as adults, right? Regardless of our age. And there's something to be said about that healing process, you guys. A lot of times if we, we fall out, a lot of people will say, oh, well, if you give up one addiction, you really just look for another thing. And there's a lot of truth in that. There's a lot of truth. And sometimes we can mask our codependency with our addictions, which is really a lot of it is just it's avoidance, right? We're trying to avoid sitting in our pain, sitting in some discomfort to really allow for our emotions and our experiences to process. And instead, we're ashamed. We wake up ashamed. We wake up feeling guilty. And, sometimes, we think that time definitely dulls the emotional connection, but it doesn't heal what you've experienced. It doesn't change how you're going to respond to similar situations in the future. And that's really one of the big learning points of my whole entire message is that if you have experienced trauma, and I'm talking mostly as a child, right, between the 0 to 10 years old, and we definitely experience traumatic events throughout the course of our lives, but it's so imperative to truly get an understanding of what that trauma was from 0 to about 10, right? Some people say 0 to 7, but basically just those first 10 years of life, those first moments of feeling terrified where you didn't have the words to express it. You maybe knew how to run and hide, do something like that. But, when you felt threatened and terrified because of some other energy from the outside, that became one of the earliest lessons of your life for survival. And it took me, I think I really unlocked a lot. I mentioned this book one time, and I think it's a book that a lot of you guys could probably get some clarity on, just being present, because we get so fucking caught up in our emotions, right? The anxiety, right? If you're feeling anxious today about just anything, if you're someone that has an anxious attachment style, you're someone that carries around a lot of anxiety, right? To where that shit can paralyze your ass, right? It's a fear of the future. It's not feeling safe. It's not feeling secure. Like, I know a lot of you feel that way, right? Right? Like, this is like, the world is fucking crazy right now, but there's so many bullshit distractions, right? I told you guys, I've disconnected the TV way back in the day when we packed up the family, we moved. That was back in 2009. About 10 months, man, we were having garage sales every weekend and just, getting ready to move back. We knew crystal clear, hey, we're going to have to leave Southern California and start over. And that was a really tough transition, but I know that it was something that I knew I had to do. It was something that was needed to do. And a lot of planning went into making that possible. But one of the things that was most important was disconnecting the TV back then, because what? It was a distraction. And for some of us, the fucking phone now, right? The phone's become our TV in many ways. And it's just a distraction. You know, they say there's a really good documentary, man. If you find yourself spending way too much time on social media, right? Two things. You need to know that there's literally like 1,000 engineers behind every single app, and all they want is for you to stay plugged into that content, right? To scroll, like, love, scroll, laugh, ha ha ha. They want to keep you there and keep you coming back. There's a really good documentary. It's called The Social Dilemma. The Social Dilemma. That shit freaked me out. I know last year it was like around this time. It was actually around like November, Christmas. Last year I totally disconnected. I watched that documentary, and I disconnected off social media for about 5 months, right? And it's one of those things. Like, it was fine. Like, I'm out there doing life. But the same thing is true because I've been disconnected from TV, right? How many motherfuckers are so caught up right now with, I see headlines, I don't watch the news, but everybody seems to be real caught up, or a lot of people are very caught up with this whole Joe Rogan fucking mainstream media debate. It's like, man, that shit's a fucking distraction, man. Like, anything, politics, it's a distraction. COVID, it's a distraction, right? Social issues, right? Different people's rights, regardless of what the situation is. Those things are all fucking distractions, man. They don't add value to your life. Those things don't build you up and make you feel more proud of yourself. They don't give you a better feeling. Like, maybe it gives you a small little shot. Like, if you feel like your social issue is winning the day, right? If you feel that something significant happened that aligns with your social beliefs, right? Like, great. Awesome. What are you going to do now? It doesn't change really how you feel deep down inside. And this whole message has been about how do we get to a better place mentally and emotionally, right? For a lot of us, we may need to seek out some support, right? Some professional therapy. I still go to therapy twice a week. I was talking to my therapist on Monday. She's want to cut me down to 1 time a week. She's like, man, you're doing great. You're doing great, motherfucker. Maybe you only need this shit 1 time a week. And I'm like, nah, I'm not ready to do that yet. This is what's got me here. And I've had great breakthroughs by doubling down, right? By doubling down. And some of you, all you need to do is start doubling down on something in your life. It may not be therapy. It may be, doubling down on the amount of time that you're spending just trying to journal. And maybe doubling down on how much time you actually spend listening positive affirmations in the morning, right? You may need to double down on how much really thought you put into your health and nutrition, right? Your food choices, right? Some of you may need to just double down on your commitment to getting an exercise every day, 30 minutes to an hour and a half, right? Of just cardiovascular exercise. And you don't have to just start all crazy and go fucking Navy SEAL fucking working out from day one, some kind of hardcore program, if you ain't really giving yourself any exercise in years, right? And it's like, and that's what messes a lot of us up. It's that cognitive distortion. And when I talk about cognitive distortion, it's something I've really learned to monitor in myself. But it's literally when you have a mindset that it's the all or nothing. It's those two extremes. All, it's always this way, or it's never gonna be that way, right? And when you have that, especially in a relationship, right? If you're with somebody that's in a relationship that says, you never help me out, you always do this thing. And it's like, when someone declares those cognitive distortions, the always or never, the problem with that is that there's no room for flexibility. There's no room for growth, because this person is declaring that it's always good, that like that's it. It's a declaration. It's finalized. There's no room to really communicate anything other than that person's point, because if you say anything that's contradicting of the always or never, there's usually a fight. There's usually a huge disagreement. And so I've really monitored my use of those things, right? Generalizing everything. It's always or everybody's like that, you know, all of these people. And then we even get into the subcategories, right? If you get into politics, all of the blue people do this. The red people never do that. And it's like, man, we get so emotional and passionate about bullshit, you motherfuckers. Y'all motherfuckers need to cut that shit out. Wake up with some gratitude, right? Start to check your thoughts throughout the day. And I've been harping on this journaling. And a lot of you guys are parents. And I've been talking, man, for 2 years, I was a teacher, 4th grade and 5th grade, public education, man. And it was hard, man. It was really a big challenge getting little kids to write shit down, especially when we did remote. When COVID took over, doing this remote thing, getting kids to actually engage in the learning process. Oh, man, that was tough. But guess what? You know why some of them ain't doing it? It's because you motherfuckers, the parents, right? You guys are modeling this shit. Or what you are is you're modeling the bad behavior, right? How many of you guys, we're already on month 2. How many people tuning into this message, right, can bona fidely say, hey, yeah, I've been started journaling. I wasn't journaling before I heard your message. And now you got me thinking about it. And I'm actually starting to do that, right? Probably very few of you. There are some. And you've been reaching out and asking for guidance and suggestions and direction, and even just sharing what some of your breakthroughs have been with journaling. And man, that brings so much encouragement to me. There's nothing cooler than when you know, there's been no better experience for me putting out this message. It's all on me. And giving you guys this daily fucking dose of inspiration and encouragement is when you guys take the time, right? It doesn't have to be public in the comments here. It's private, right? A lot of you reach out to me privately just to encourage me, saying, hey, thanks, man. I really appreciate that inspiration. Or, you know, I hadn't started journaling and now I've been getting after it. And I'm actually starting to see some breakthroughs. And that's what's cool is so many of us, man, we know what the fuck we need to do. You guys ain't stupid. All of this shit that I'm saying, you know, this stuff is already stuff you know you need to do. And you know, if you did it, it would be good for you, right? I had someone that kind of was communicating to me last night or this morning, but it was talking about fear, right? They want to overcome fear and they need to work harder, right? That kind of sentiment. Have you ever had that? Have you ever had that sentiment? Maybe you have it right now. Right? Where it's like, you know, that there's just this shit that's like, I don't know, man, it like tightens up your chest. It makes you feel afraid and scared, right? We just have this emotional reaction to things that we know are good for us. I'm not talking about, you know, fucking hazardous, dangerous shit that's that could truly lead to something bad happening to you, right? Most of the stuff that we're afraid of is just psychological. It's just shit we're making up in our head. And it's all a construct of what? Our past experiences, our low self-esteem, our low self-confidence, right? The fact that, you know, we've been hurt and we're carrying around this hurt and this pain and this trauma, that it has diminished our ability to be able to truly believe in ourselves enough, right? To face the fear and to overcome it. And I heard something yesterday that really resonated with me, was that for some reason, this human experience that we all have, that for some reason we all have to have this fear motive in our life, this being afraid, this something that gets us to pull back a little bit and to pause, right? And it's in that moment where this person was trying to express that the reason why we have fear is not to, it's not because this is something that's going to hurt us. It's to get our attention that this is something really important, right? And that these things that are really important are things that we need to overcome. And it's something that you almost got to do on your own. You got to do solo, because when you try and share whatever this thing is, right? Maybe it's you doing something like something new, or it's like this business opportunity, or it's starting a new hobby, or it's fucking getting on here and, you know, starting to send your message out to the world. You have something inside of you that wants to bust forth and like be, you know, go out to the world, to a national audience, a worldwide audience, but you're feeling afraid, right? You have this gift and you're feeling afraid. And it's like this thing I saw yesterday, it was really trying to pinpoint that fear is really the thing that shows us that it's, and time again, you guys, it's always made me better, right? It's always given me something better, and it's always helped me to grow. And usually when I get on the other side of it, it's like you kind of laugh at it, right? I mean, this whole experience here, it's all on me. A lot of you guys that have followed me for years realize that, you know, I've got on, you know, I've been on, done videos for years and years and years, but yet if I rewind back to like November, December, as I was starting to really get all of these ideas to put this message out, it's all on me, and really start sharing my transformation, and really trying to encourage you guys and package it in a way that it can now be transferable, that other people, it's not just a Greg thing. This ain't just a drunk motherfucker thing. This is something that I can now give you as a program, that you start working this stuff, and guess what? The results are there. I mean, I put it out yesterday, 100% guaranteed, man. If you were feeling like shit right now, you're not feeling, you don't feel like you have enough energy to get through the day, right? You don't feel like your nutrition is really giving you energy. It's bringing you down, making you tired and lethargic and lackadaisical. You know, you're having those calorie crashes as opposed to fucking energetic nutrition boosts that just propel you through your day feeling fucking alive and just focused and driven. That, I mean, it's a guarantee, man. You go watch that documentary, Forks Over Knives, that shit'll blow you fucking away. It'll blow your ass away, man, to see the transformation. And I am living proof. Like, I was skeptical of that shit. I was totally fucking skeptical of if this could really go down, but they showed the science in this documentary. And through that science, they did the blood, put them on this plant-based diet for 12 weeks, and then did the blood after. And I was blown away by that I wanted to duplicate that. I was like, well, shit, I want to try that. Like, I'm willing to try that. Like, that was the point that it took me to be, right? Was to just say, you know what? I'm willing to try anything. And I like trying all kinds of new things, because guess what? Like, there is no one size fits all, especially if we go to kind of the nutrition today, right? Which is number 3 on my list is, man, like, we all have different metabolisms and different kind of constructs with how we respond to food in a lot of ways. And we have old bad habits of how we cook, you know, what we eat through the weeks, what is our palate, what is our taste profile. And so it's giving yourself the ability, man, to like try new things, right? Try and experiment with new foods, you know, and get past the fucking limiting beliefs, right? Does everybody know what a limiting belief is, right? It's something that's out there in our society that we all fucking subscribe to. And sometimes it could just be you, right? Like, one example that I can think of just in my own self is there came a time where I always used to tell myself, I'm not lucky. I'm just not a lucky person. I never have luck. And I don't know where that came from. I think it was just from all the losses I had taken. You know, the pain, the losses are always going to magnify themselves greater than the wins in many times. But it was like I had kind of started speaking over this. That's a limiting belief. I'm not lucky. Well, that's bullshit, because if I actually really go through my life, fuck, there's a lot of times where you could call something luck that I fucking got through. My first DWI, like rolling that fucking Jeep with nobody wearing seatbelts, 4 people in there, and it popping back up and us all being alive, no broken bones, nothing, you guys, no one going to the fucking hospital. Me going to jail, everyone else running into the darkness of the night. But that's pretty lucky. And I can tell you guys hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of other little things that were like, wow, there's luck there. Some people would just say that's, God's grace, or that's just, being a blessing or whatever. Like, we all have different ways to view and express these experiences in life. But again, I used to tell myself I wasn't lucky, as if like the measure of luck was if every time I put money in a fucking slot machine or something, or every time I try to play the lotto, like I didn't win, oh, I'm not lucky, which I don't gamble and do any of that bullshit. But I just using that as an example in terms of what is a limiting belief, because there's a lot of shit, right? Like, oh, I'm just big boned, right? As an excuse for being overweight or obese. I'm just big boned. Well, motherfuckers, I used to be an x-ray tech. There ain't no fucking fat, thick boned skeletons. Motherfucker, that was like Neanderthals way back in the billions of years ago or whatever the fuck. There ain't no big bone motherfuckers. That's some bullshit. You just fucking overweight. And maybe you do have some issues with your metabolism or whatever, but I guarantee you, every single person has the ability to live a healthier, more active life. I mean, you've seen it. We've all seen it. Biggest Losers. Like, if you're fucking overweight, we've all seen people fucking transform themselves. All different types of people. Men, women, all different races, all different fucking people. But we all realize that what the level of commitment, dedication, and determination, right, that it takes to get there. And that's where most of us have the mental breakdown. It's the resistance. We're resisting this shit because for whatever fucking reason, we have a breakdown mentally. And a lot of it has to do with our childhood traumas, right? We're still carrying around pain and suffering at the subconscious level, not at the conscious level, not at your fucking where your mind is right now. It's these fucking subconscious thinking. It's how you react to a trigger. Right? When someone insults you, right? And right, how do you respond to that? Right? Do you get fucking all fiery and like, fire with fire? Or are you someone that has more control over yourself to where you can see that maybe someone insulting you is just their way of communicating that they care about you or that they're hurting? But right away we get all fucking hyper defensive, right? And it turns into a fight. And yet, I guarantee you, none of us usually start the day saying, man, I want to conflict with all kinds of other fucking humans throughout my day-to-day. Like, that would be a great day, would be for me to get into a lot more confrontation and increase my stress tenfold. No one wants that shit. And most of us hate fucking drama and getting into fights and bickering. And some of us, we fucking start shit just through this motherfucker. With our comments, jumping into someone's thing, I mean, this shit happened to me on here. Motherfuckers rolling through here, getting all triggered by the message and the language, right? And they think they have a fucking right to come on here and start expressing their opinions as if that shit is even fucking being asked for. I ain't asking for your motherfucking opinions. But we want to make sure we want to feel like our opinions count, because this book I was talking about, Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. I'm telling you, I'll put some of this. I'm throwing a lot of stuff out there today, you guys. Right? I talked about a documentary, The Social Dilemma. right? I'm going to put these links in the comments. So if you're watching this video, I'll put some links in there. The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle, right? He really talks about, and this was some shit that hit me hard, you guys, was that based on our trauma, based on the shit we've been through, that, you know, if you've ever been told, hey, you always have to be right, right? Or here's another limiting belief, right? It's better to be loved than to be right. We've all heard that one, right? In terms of relationships, right? It's better to be loved than to be right. And it's like, who the fuck likes to be wrong? Any of you motherfuckers actually say, yay, I love being wrong. So when we're like getting into these arguments and these disputes in the relationships we have, and I'm talking about all types of relationships, what Eckhart Tolle really talks about is that the primal part of our brain is that to be wrong, and this goes all the way back to like beginning of fucking civilization, human fucking presence on this earth, is that there was a time that we were in such a survival mode day to day, right? From predators and all kinds of environmental threats, that literally for you to be wrong, for you to make the wrong decision, literally was a life or death thing. Like for you to be wrong literally meant life or death. If you are wrong, you're dead. And we don't realize that is why we get so confrontational. That's why we get so passionate. And that's why we create all this fucking conflict, and we don't know how to disengage from it, because we're still running these fucking survival programs within our subconscious that are literally overriding our intelligence, overriding our conscientious decisions, you know, saying that, hey, here I am, and there's a disagreement with somebody, I don't agree with them. And so we've all heard, oh, it's okay to, you know, we can agree to disagree, but you know that shit don't sit right with you, to agree to disagree. No, because you want to be fucking validated. If you're someone that has had to settle, agree to disagree, we'll just agree to disagree. You know, you huff and puff as that conversation dissipates. You know, you're still fucking thinking about it for days on end, weeks on end. Who knows? Some of you motherfuckers think about this shit for years. Agreeing to disagree, right? And everything is so fucking polarizing now, right? You're either anti-vax or you're for the vax. There's no in between, right? And that's that cognitive distortion. You're either pro-American or anti-American. You're either a Republican or you're Democrat, right? You're either a freaking, you know, it's just like all these extremes. And so even if you're someone that does watch a lot of TV, you're probably sitting there and you're watching that these debates happen. I mean, the news media is not going to give you two common level-headed people that could have opposing views to actually, like, how refreshing would it be for the news to actually put two people on TV having a conversation where they have opposing views and they actually can have a healthy conversation that actually leads to some compromise and to some changing of beliefs and coming to a place of peace and understanding. Like, how many of us have ever watched a newscast where that is being demonstrated and like as a role model, where they're actually putting people on there to demonstrate healthy discord, healthy conversation of where people can truly have two separate fucking points of view and respect each other, try to have a curiosity to understand why that person's there. They don't do that shit, you guys. What's being demonstrated is the extremes. So you know that there's not going to be any fucking coming together. And it just creates more what? Division amongst ourselves as a society, division amongst ourselves within our families and shit, within our communities. Do you not think that is somehow a fucking plan? Someone has this shit planned, because they ain't trying to demonstrate healthy fucking interactions on any of these TV shows, right? They're not. And you gravitate to whichever voice you choose more, and you're cheering on the fact that if your team is fucking winning, your team is winning the argument, when neither of the fucking arguments even matter, because none of that shit's gonna change your fucking life, right? It's like fucking, man, those of you that are watching this shit like perpetually, day in and day out, watching fucking the news, 24-hour cycles, always got to know every fucking thing that's happening in the world. You don't think that shit fucks with you? You don't think that's why you can't sleep at night? You don't think that's why you can't sit down and fucking journal for 30 minutes in the morning to clear some of your thoughts without thinking about shit that has nothing to do with you in terms of your personal fucking life? And that's where we really have to start examining ourselves, you guys. Quit getting so caught up in the bullshit, man. All this fucking conflict and discord amongst people. It's really sad, you guys. And most of these motherfuckers that be starting shit, man, they don't stand for shit. That's why they can be such asses about it. Right? Because there's an agenda behind all this shit, you guys. And is the agenda to fucking divide us, to conquer us? Seems like that's a pretty good fucking option. And that's why it's like in this day and age, you guys, where, you know, we're going through hard times right now. If you ain't woken up to the fact that this world is a tough fucking world, this is hard fucking times, right? And it's time for you to fucking get off the sidelines. This world is fucking dying for you to unleash your fullest potential and then start fucking pouring into your community, to your family, to society, your truth. We need fucking real leaders in this day and age, man. Look at all these fucking jokers. It's a joke, the fucking leadership we have in this world right now. These are the biggest fucking morons ever. I'm just like, someone please defend who the fucking president is right now. Right? If someone please figure out, tell me a logical fucking thing as to why I should believe in any politician right now. Politicians? Are you fucking kidding me? Hell no. Y'all crazy if you fucking still believe in your political fucking leaders, man. You've lost it. You have totally fucking lost your sense of reality if you still put any fucking stock in what political fucking leaders are doing in this day and age to somehow make a difference, man. These motherfuckers are ripping us off. They're stealing our fucking treasury, man. They're like, you guys, like, this shit's about to get crazy, man. Go check out that grocery store. Tell me how low the fucking stock is getting. How high the fucking costs are getting. And how many of you motherfuckers getting pay raises right now, right? Y'all can't keep up with this shit. And then you ask these motherfuckers, hey, man, how you gonna deal with inflation? And they don't know how to answer that shit. They don't know what the fucking solution is. And then most of you just think, oh, well, we just need to get out these guys and then put in those guys and somehow it's gonna make it better, man. You still trust a system that does not have your best interest. It just wants to distract you. And it wants to distract you from what? From you. You motherfucker. You're selling yourself out, giving all your attention and your time to the bullshit. Right? Your personal development is really the key of all this, man. Of saying that's what you got control over. Your own personal choices, right? You have a choice today. You have a choice, right? To start fucking improving your life and understanding what it truly is that you can control. Can you truly change in your life, right? You think your vote fucking is going to change your fucking life? Nope. Your vote's not going to change your life, right? You think how much hours of TV you watch is going to change your life? Nope. That's not going to change your life. You think doing the same fucking thing day after day, week after week, year after year, motherfucker, making all them fucking excuses gonna change your life? Nope, not gonna change your life, right? Do you think avoiding dealing with and taking a total fucking ownership of your life, right? Avoiding taking total ownership is gonna change your life? No. You got to get to a place where you can start taking total ownership. Even if you're a total bona fide victim of someone else committing a crime against you, right? You holding on to the anger and the hate and being victimized by another human being is not going to improve your life, and it's not going to harm theirs. Someone may be in jail right now, in prison, for harming you, right? That's not going to change your life. What are you going to do about it? You're going to stay stuck in the fucking pain and the suffering? You're going to keep licking your wounds for the rest of your life? Right? Or are you going to start to shake that shit off? Start giving yourself some time, giving yourself an intention, right, to heal. Setting a daily intention, man, about being better than you were yesterday. It's like progress. Some of us, you just need to do the tiniest little thing today to start improving your life because it's so bad. And there's so many ways that we measure what a balanced life is about, right? Because like I've said, you could be financially stable. You could have a really good career. You get your 2 weeks a year, you get all your time off, all this shit, and so your finances could be very sound and stable, secure. But you got this emotional shit going on in you, and you feel drained. You've sold yourself out for the money, and it still doesn't give you happiness. It still doesn't make you feel good about yourself. Yeah, there's some things that money can buy that can bring you a quick hit of pleasure, right? An experience, right? Whether it's traveling or the new car or some new clothes or whatever the fuck, but this shit doesn't last, right? And then some of you, maybe you are in great shape. Maybe you are eating healthy, but you're still a miserable fuck underneath all that because you haven't dealt with your trauma, right? You're using the gym and you're using other things to avoid actually sitting there and allowing for your pain, allowing for the trauma to heal, to process that shit. And it's a hard thing, you guys, because every single day, we have these fucking cycles, these emotional cycles. Life hits us in all kind of unexpected ways, each and every day, you guys. And the more and more mindful we get, number one, mindfulness is really just being present in the moment. And that's why I think The Power of Now would be a great book for a lot of you guys to really just start to wake the fuck up as to where your thoughts are coming from, man. We are being so bombarded by thoughts, and a lot of our thoughts aren't even our fucking thoughts. There's shit that we're hearing. You got to really guard what the fuck you're putting in your mind. What are you watching? What are you observing? Is this shit fucking truly building you up, or is it tearing you down, or is it keeping you in a fucking place of stagnation to where you're not able to grow? Are you so fucking fear-bound by COVID and the pandemic? Has this thing really traumatized you? There's a lot of you guys that have been traumatized by the pandemic, the fear of the pandemic. And I get it. It's fucking life or death, right? It's all about life or death. If you get sick, you could die. Motherfuckers, I've been talking right now for almost 50 minutes, right? When we hit 1 hour, 300 motherfuckers die for all kinds of reasons. The game of life is fucking life or death. Nobody's fucking guaranteed today. What is it? I think it's 160,000 people worldwide die every fucking day. But yet you're hearing my voice, so that tells me you're alive. And yet, should you be afraid of fucking COVID? Again, we're talking about that fear. No, you shouldn't be afraid. You should be cautious. You should be fucking mindful that yes, there's something out there that could get you sick, that could kill you. But what precautions can you take? Does wearing a mask save you? Right? Washing your hands, sanitizing everywhere you go, staying fucking hidden at home, afraid, right? Does all that shit fucking matter? Sure, right? And then how, by me even talking about that, some of y'all, oh, you're so incompassionate. 2 weeks ago, I talked about the fucking mortality rate in this country. COVID is number 3. Coronary fucking heart disease is number 1. Cancer is number 2. How many motherfuckers have been more impacted knowing coronary heart disease because you ain't taking care of yourself? You eating like shit. All those saturated fats, all that processed fucking food. Coronary fucking heart disease, forks over knives. Go watch that documentary. That's the number one fucking killer. Cancer's number two. A lot of people say cancer is fucking secondary to, yes, the environment, but also our emotional state. The amount of stress that you guys carry around. This unresolved stress, it just puts fucking the stress hormones running through our fucking bodies every single day because we don't know how to manage our emotions. We have no control over our emotional state. That we use all these fucking outlets to numb the pain, to get our minds off of the reality that we need to face to fucking heal so that we can start thriving again. And yet some of y'all motherfuckers have been afraid because of COVID, and it's a real thing. It's killed a lot of people. It hasn't killed more people in the past 3 years than cancer, hasn't killed more people in the last couple of years than coronary heart disease, which is totally fucking avoidable. Coronary heart disease, man, that has everything to do with your fucking nutrition and your environment, your state of being. Are you living a fucking balanced, healthy lifestyle, an active lifestyle? Or are you making the motherfucking excuses every day? Listen to that little bitch voice, letting it run your fucking show because you had to fucking sell out, man. When you know that there's 80-year-old motherfuckers doing exactly what you said you can't do anymore because you got old. Some bullshit. It's total fucking bullshit. And it fucking bothers me, man. It bothers me seeing you guys beat yourselves up like this. And not trying to fucking fight, man. You need to fucking fight for yourself. Quit living a fucking mediocre life. You have an incredible gift inside of you, right? And that gift is just, can you make a difference in this world? Just one other person's life. And some of y'all just need to check your fucking PMA, your positive mental attitude before you go to work today. Unless you got a snow day. But how can you make a fucking difference to impact the lives of other people around you? Are you the person that's carrying around all your fucking pain, all your suffering, right? Are you the person that's again, limiting belief, hurting people hurt people? That's a limiting belief. That's another limiting belief. Ding. Hurting people hurt people. Not everyone that's hurting has to fucking hurt someone else. But there are a lot of you motherfuckers out there that do that. You're carrying around some hurt, so you need to make everyone else fucking feel just as shitty as you because you can't manage your own fucking emotions. You can't process it. You can't just sit there and learn how to fucking cope with it. Self-soothe. Allow the emotion to process. Know that nothing's wrong with you if you're feeling anxious or depressed or angry or sad or frustrated or upset. But you need to get to the root cause of what triggers you. Where do these triggers come from? Is it really the person that cut you off, that's setting you off? Or what is the deeper fucking thing there? Why are you so impatient with other people, with yourself? Why do you have such a fucking high expectation on everybody else having to have to act a certain way around you, or else you're going to lose your shit? And then you're doing what? You're going to fucking sabotage yourself and you're going to push people away. Both people that are good for you and those bad motherfuckers. But that's a big thing for you to be able to step up in life and take some fucking inventory of your relationships. The amount of codependency you have, how you have allowed yourself to be mistreated by others. And you just keep tolerating it. And every time you tolerate it, man, your fucking self-esteem and your self-worth, your self-confidence just plummets. Because you're not willing to put your foot down, create some boundaries and say, you know what? I'm willing to let these motherfuckers go. I'm tired of this. Right? And I'm speaking from fucking experience, man. I am the one that had to initiate ending a 21-year marriage, you guys. And here I was, the drunk motherfucker in 2012, right? Having 2 DWIs, and then getting into it with my ex-wife. She was my wife at the time, right? I got arrested for domestic violence. She filed divorce papers on me, but we reconciled 10 months after this. Right after this, 10 months later, we reconciled, and it lasted 7 more years. And I can't sit back and say, should we have done that? Should we have not have? Would it have been better, worse? It don't matter. The fact of the matter is that we did reconcile. But even after that, man, we both tried and it just didn't work. We grew apart. And what I came to realize throughout this journey of sobriety and transformation is I got this one shot at this life. And being in that relationship was not fulfilling my life. And I didn't want to go the rest of my life just pretending that I fucking cared about it and that I wanted to fight for it. Like, it was done. We've grown apart. So fucking much space between us emotionally and physically and mentally, right? And it was painful because I'd see the pain that my children were experiencing because, you know, the kids, they feel that tension. And then I'd go and I'd have friends call me up, right? People of faith. You know, I used to be real big in the Christian space during this recovery time. And I'd have like these people that were faith-based, man, calling me up, guilty fucking motherfuckers, hit me up with all this guilt trip shit. Oh man, you can't do that. You better stay together, bro. That's sinful, you know, to get divorced. And, you know, you're going to destroy your fucking children and all this shit, man. That's all fear-based, right? You all motherfuckers talk about you being people of the faith, but everything you're fucking preaching is all about fear. It don't make no sense to me, right? I saw someone the other day, you know, they posted up something, and I used to fall into this mindset. It was like, you know, keep working hard and maybe God will bless you. The fuck, man? How come our hard work, how come our honest efforts and our hard work just can't result in us getting results? Results kill excuses. Why does it have to somehow be that our good merit, our efforts, our energy, our aim, our positive fucking commitment to break through some barriers in life? Why can't that just result in results? Why does it have to be predicated on whether some God wants to bless you or not? As if somehow it's like a merit thing. Like, if you do it, if you follow all the rules, you show up for every fucking meeting and you leave some money at the door, then maybe you can get ahead in life if you put the work in. Why can't you just put in the work and somehow be fucking like, you're putting out positive energy, you're putting in work and you're doing things? Why can't that just come back to you naturally? Why does it have to be placated on this superior being of God's being like, okay, you did everything, you almost did everything right this time, try it one more time, and if you for sure do everything right in this timetable, then I'll help you out. What? A lot of you motherfuckers, and I believe in God. I believe that there is a creator. I don't understand the whole story, and I've read through the whole Bible so we can get it. You know, you want to talk about all this faith stuff with me, right? I know the Bible well, and I have a lot of questions about it. One of them is, why doesn't the Bible mention trauma one time? There's a lot of traumatic events if you've read through it. There's a lot of really crazy stories with families and people that would definitely result in people being traumatized, right? But it never really talks about, it never mentions trauma, and it never talks about how to heal it other than the magic wand thing, the belief, the faith of just have faith in this and you're fucking good. I tried that shit. Sorry, I tried that. It didn't work, right? I would be up there preaching. I'd be up there singing in worship. I'd be over there doing the Kids Kingdom with just a total pure heart, showing up every day, just like this, showing the fuck up every fucking day. And yet I would still be over there arguing and yelling with my fucking ex-wife on the way to church, and we'd pull in the parking lot and we'd put on our fucking stupid ass smiley, fake ass fucking smiles. Hey brother, how you doing? Hey sister, how you doing? And you know, we'd do the thing, raise our hands, do the prayers, get in the car, and we would, the fight would just continue right the minute we got back in the motherfucking car. Ain't no change, right? Nothing got fucking resolved. And it's like, the only way that shit started to get going, right, was when I started to actually put in and do the work of understanding what traumatic events have I experienced? And a lot of us, if we've had a lot of trauma, it starts to fuck with our memories, right? And a lot of us, because those events are so painful, we try to delete. You can't delete, but we bury it so fucking deep down in the deepest, darkest part of who we are that we almost feel like we forget it, but we don't. And our memories get a little blurry, but it's still, but the again, our bodies are the recorders of our emotions and our feelings. And so from whenever those traumatic events happen, when your body clinched up, again, children as babies, we're born with two primal forms of communication. The first one, right, is joy, happiness. We've all seen little babies laugh, and then the other is cry. Those are the two primal forms of our communication. So again, if you were around a lot of stress and trauma as a kid, as a child, you felt unsafe, right? That shit's still playing itself out with you today. When you are afraid to do basic shit. Because why? You don't, under the subconscious level, you don't feel safe in this world. And it's because there was neglect there. There was trauma there at those most impressionable years. And is that everybody? No, but it's a hell of a lot of us. It's like, it feels like it's a majority of us. I'm grateful for those of you that were in healthy, secure, nurturing homes where you did have parents that were in healthy, secure relationships, that knew how to communicate, that knew how to ask you how to express your feelings in a healthy and safe way. But most of us, no, man, we had to experience fear and terror, right? And all of that does is it strips us of our safety. It strips us of feeling secure. It strips us of feeling loved. It strips us of feeling worthy. It strips us of being nurtured by people that are responsible for nurturing us. And yet it wasn't until I became a teacher in 2019, you guys, where I was in a school that was a trauma-informed school, that I could start seeing the fucking traumatic of effects real time, because these kids were literally going through, and you could feel it on them. I could see it in these young little girls every morning, man. It was heartbreaking to see, the little girls that, they've been up all night. Who knows if they're being sexually abused or physically abused, but you could see it, the blackness of their eyes, their energy, the spirit on them, not being this youthful child, playful and having fun and a joy for zest for life. You could tell that they were so fucking mentally and emotionally drained and exhausted. And I'm talking about little kids. Right. And then hearing them even speak out, I'm dumb, I'm stupid, I'm ugly, I'm just all these negative fucking things, man. And it's like, as I was able to see that real time, and then I was being trained as an educator on how to address that, how to intervene with that, how to support it, how to help these kids process it. Right. I was able to start realizing, holy shit, I wonder how this shit has affected me throughout my life. And now here I am able to hopefully expedite this message to you guys. And it's not that you're fucked up. You didn't do anything, right? It's not that we did anything wrong, you guys. You're just born, and this is the hand you got dealt. And there is something so crazy about those of us that were dealt that type of a hand in our upbringing. We're incredibly, we're the chosen ones. And we got to get to this point where we can start busting through these fucking barriers, through this resistance, telling that motherfucking bitch voice to shut the fuck up. I'm going to try and do me. I want to heal today. And some of y'all just need to ask for some fucking help. I'm going to continue to be here for those of you that are struggling. And I know it's fucking hard. And most of us as adults, we want to be independent. That's this day and age. Right? Men and women alike. We don't need each other no more. right? It's all about independence, and that's that. It's all on me, but that's not a big fuck you to everyone else. It's saying, look, you ain't going to be no good to anybody else until you for sure have taken care of your shit. Because it's like the law of fucking attraction. If you are just continually bringing negative people around you, guess what? They're a reflection of what's going on inside of you. If you're someone that just is living good, is feeling amazing and great, positive fucking great people are going to start showing up in your life. But at the end of the day, you really have to take that inventory. Check up from the neck up. Where are you at when you start your day? Are you someone that's getting in a mental state of gratitude, even in the worst fucking situation? Right? There's people that have been through worse than you and are living the dream life you desire. And all that should tell you is that no matter what your dream is, no matter how big, no matter how spectacular, no matter how impossible it may feel right now today, I'm here to tell you motherfuckers that your dream is possible. It is not too fucking late for you to accomplish the fucking best that you are capable of. Regardless of how you look back, regardless of the accomplishment, regardless of the championships, regardless of the wins you've had in your past, regardless of, how aging has impacted how you feel about yourself. The best years are ahead of you if you're willing to start doing the work to rebuild yourself, your confidence, to heal, to have compassion on yourself, to have empathy, and to ultimately have forgiveness. To have a spirit of fucking forgiveness to anybody that's ever hurt you in this world, in this life. Knowing that, they had some issues, and it's a terrible thing when someone violates us and harms us and hurts us and leaves us fucking empty. But for some reason, the human spirit has a natural given ability, guys, to bounce the fuck back. And guess what? The comeback is greater than the setback. And I'm proof. Look at that motherfucker. And I'm here now preaching this shit, saying, what's up? If I can do it, you can do it. Quit making the motherfucking excuses. Let's go. I don't care what the weather is. Get outside, get some exercise, quit making them fucking excuses. Never forget, motherfuckers, results kill excuses. It's all